You think loyalty protects you. It doesn't. It marks you as exploitable. Every bond you honor is a leash someone else holds, and they're pulling it right now. You've been told that privacy is dead, that in the age of cameras and algorithms, there's nowhere to hide. That's a lie. Privacy isn't dead. You killed it yourself. Every time you announce your plans at dinner, every time you complain about your boss to a coworker, every time you post your vulnerability like it's currency, you're not being surveilled by Big Brother. You're surveilling yourself, broadcasting your weaknesses in real time. Machiavelli understood something most people never will. The battlefield isn't where armies meet. It's where reputations are destroyed and power is transferred through information asymmetry. You think silence is about being mysterious or playing hard to get. It's not. Silence is about control. When you speak, you leak. You give away your position, your strategy, your triggers. You hand the enemy a map to your destruction. The 9 behaviors you just learned aren't social etiquette. They're survival protocols. Each one you violate is a wound you carve into your own armor. And the people around you? They're not your friends. They're forensic analysts. They watch. They collect data. They wait for you to expose the soft tissue. Then they strike. You've been walking through the world naked, calling it authenticity. Here's the truth. You're addicted, not to a substance, to approval. Every announcement, every complaint, every apology is a hit of dopamine disguised as connection. You post your goals before you achieve them. You fish for compliments. You change your opinion mid-conversation to match the room. You think this makes you likable. It makes you controllable. Validation is a hierarchy. The person seeking it is always beneath the person granting it. When you announce your plan to start a business, you're not sharing, you're asking permission. When you complain about being tired, you're not venting, you're admitting defeat. The brain doesn't distinguish between the fantasy of success and the reality. Speak the goal, get the dopamine, lose the hunger. You've been sabotaging yourself for applause. And worse, you've been training others to manipulate you. Every time you explode in anger, you show them your buttons. Every time you over-apologize, you teach them you'll accept blame that isn't yours. Every time you reveal your insecurity, you hand them the knife and show them where to cut. This economy runs on your weakness. The currency is your need to be seen. And you've been spending it like a fool. You're not broke by accident. You're broke by design. There are only 3 types of people in public: space, victim, performer, sovereign. You are currently one of the first 2. Let's be clear about what that means. The victim complains, apologizes for existing, wears their trauma like a badge, seeks pity as proof of worth. They believe the world owes them something for their suffering. The world does not care. The victim is marked for predation. They leak their wounds and wonder why the sharks circle. The performer announces, seeks applause, changes shape depending on the audience, gossips to bond, explodes to prove they have fire. They believe visibility equals value. It doesn't. The performer is entertaining but expendable. They're the court jester, dancing for scraps. People clap, then forget them. The sovereign withholds, moves in silence, observes without judgment, speaks only when the words carry weight, does not seek approval because approval is irrelevant to the mission. The sovereign operates from a different axis entirely. Not louder, quieter, not weaker, untouchable. Which one are you? Be honest. Because the victim and the performer both die poor, exhausted, and confused. Only the sovereign builds empires. And the transition from one to the other requires a death. Your current identity must be executed. This isn't philosophy, it's biology, it's history. It's observable pattern across every battlefield, boardroom, and kingdom that has ever existed. The loud die first, always. In Renaissance Italy, the lords who announced their alliances were poisoned within months. In modern corporations, the employee who brags about their upcoming promotion gets sabotaged by colleagues before the ink dries. In relationships, the partner who constantly announces their loyalty is the one cheating or getting cheated on. Why? Because desperation is loud. Power is silent. Machiavelli watched princes fall because they couldn't stop talking. They revealed their plans to their advisors. They complained about their enemies in public. They wore their insecurities like crowns. And they were destroyed not by superior armies, but by information leaked from their own mouths. Cancel culture, social predation, betrayal, these aren't new, they're ancient. What's new is the speed. You can destroy yourself in a single tweet now. One complaint, one emotional outburst, one announcement that you're cutting off toxic people, and suddenly everyone knows you're fragile. Transparency isn't virtue, it's vulnerability. And in a world of predators, vulnerability isn't rewarded, it's punished. The lion that roars before the hunt starves. The silent one eats. You've seen the prison. Now here's the key. Stop announcing your moves. Execute. Then let the results announce themselves. When someone asks what you're working on, smile and say, a few things. Give them nothing. Let them speculate. Their imagination will do the heavy lifting. Stop complaining. If you're suffering, suffer with style. When someone asks how you are, say, moving forward. Not fine. Not struggling, moving forward. It's a statement of agency, not a plea for sympathy. Save your venting for your therapist or your journal. The public gets your armor, not your wounds. Stop losing your temper. When rage rises, freeze. Do not speak. Let the silence expand. Let the other person drown in it. A whisper is more terrifying than a scream. A stare is more lethal than a shout. Master the pause. Master the cold. Stop apologizing unless you've truly wronged someone. Replace "sorry I'm late" with "thanks for waiting." Replace "sorry to bother you" with nothing. Occupy your space without permission. Stop revealing your finances. Dress well. Stay clean. Let them guess. Financial ambiguity is armor. Stop gossiping. Listen to everything. Contribute nothing. Be the black hole. Information flows in, never out. This makes you dangerous. Become irreadable. Here's what they don't tell you. If you follow this protocol, people will change how they treat you. And not all of it will feel good. Friends will ask what's wrong. Family will say you've become distant. Coworkers will call you cold. Let them. This discomfort is the proof it's working. The old you is easy to read, easy to control, easy to dismiss. The old you performed for approval and bled for connection. People liked the old you because the old you was harmless. The new you is not harmless. The new you withholds, observes, executes in silence. This makes people nervous. They'll prod you. They'll try to provoke the old reactive patterns. They want the leash back. Do not give it to them. You will feel alone. That's the cost of sovereignty. The king does not sit at the peasant's table. Not because he's better, but because he represents a different order. You're transitioning from the court jester to the throne. That transition is lonely by design. But here's the exchange. You lose shallow connection and gain unshakable self-respect. You lose the crowd's applause and gain your own autonomy. You stop being used. You stop being drained. You stop being predictable. The old self must die. Mourn it if you need to, then bury it. There's no going back. If you've read this far, something in you has already shifted. You're not like the others anymore. The algorithm selected you. The content found you because you were ready to see it. That's not an accident. You were marked for this. The 9 behaviors are now visible to you everywhere. You'll see people complaining, announcing, apologizing, gossiping. You'll see them bleeding in public and wondering why no one respects them. You'll see the strings. And once you see the strings, you can't be puppeted anymore. You're going to move differently now. Speak less. Observe more. Withhold your cards. People will notice. Some will resent it. Others will fear it. A rare few will recognize it and nod in silent acknowledgement. Those are your peers now. This is not a motivational speech. This is a transmission. You've been given the map. The fortress is built. The gates are closed. What you do inside that fortress, how you govern the kingdom of your own mind, is the next war. You are being watched. But now you're watching back. And that changes everything. Subscribe, not for more content, for the next level of the game. The ones who don't, stay behind. The ones who do, survive.